I'm Jessica.
Standing in the private dining room of the country club, I watch as my mother, her hands shaking, unfolds a piece of paper. The room falls silent as she begins to read. There have been some misunderstandings recently regarding Jessica. My husband and I want to make something very clear to our friends and family. The rumors regarding Jessica's career and her personal life were not just unfounded, they were false. Jessica is a senior partner at a global firm. She manages assets that exceed the value of this entire club. Her success is real, and her life is not a fabrication. It's a moment I've long awaited, a public retraction of the lies and rumors that have haunted me for years. But how did I get here? My family has always been part of the local social elite in our small town. My parents, Henry and Elizabeth, are well known in the community. My mother, Elizabeth, is a social climber, always eager to fit in and maintain the family's status. My father, Henry, is a traditional man, more concerned with appearances and financial success. I've always been the black sheep of the family. While my cousins settled for local jobs and ordinary lives, I moved to the city to pursue a career in finance. I worked tirelessly, climbing the corporate ladder, and eventually became a senior strategic consultant at a top-tier firm. A few years ago, at a fintech summit in Paris, I met Alex. He was different from anyone I'd ever met. Instead of posturing and trying to prove himself, he listened to me intently as I talked about my work. When he asked if I was proud of myself, it was a question no one in my family had ever asked. I told him yes, and in that moment, I felt truly seen. When we got engaged, I was over the moon. I called my mother to share the news, expecting excitement and congratulations. Instead, she asked if it was real, insinuating that I was trying to save face because my cousin Lily had announced her engagement earlier. That was the moment I realized that no amount of proof would ever be enough for them. Fast forward to Lily's wedding reception. I was dressed in a sleek black dress, a symbol of my success in the city. But as soon as I arrived, I was met with disdain. My mother introduced me to the Johnsons, a wealthy couple in the community. When they asked about my work, my mother interrupted, saying I was in between things and taking time to find myself. Humiliated, I stepped away to catch my breath. In the hallway, I overheard my mother and my aunt, Clara, talking about me. "It's actually pathetic," Clara sneered. "A wealthy international businessman who's always too busy to meet the family. It's like something a teenager would invent." My mother agreed, saying it was a coping mechanism. That was the last straw. I was done being the family's punching bag. I sent a text to Alex, simply saying, "Come now." When Alex walked through the doors of the ballroom, it was like a bomb had gone off. He was dressed in a sharp charcoal suit, exuding confidence and power. He wasn't there to save me. He was there to testify to my worth. He placed a small envelope on the table for the newlyweds, a contribution to their honeymoon fund. Then he walked over to me, his presence commanding the room. "I apologize for the delay," he said softly. "The board meeting in New York ran long." My parents were shocked. My father, who had previously mocked my imaginary life, suddenly tried to be friendly, asking Alex about his work. Alex calmly stated that I was the managing partner on our projects and that he followed my lead. The impact of his words was immediate. My mother flinched, and my aunt looked like she'd swallowed a lemon. After that, I started to uncover the extent of their sabotage. My friend, Maya, showed me a family group chat filled with derogatory comments about me. And I learned that my Aunt Clara had told a headhunter I was mentally unstable, costing me a high-paying job at the Meridian Group. I decided to take action. I invited my parents to my office, North Star Strategic Solutions. When they arrived, they were out of place in their flashy clothes, while the office was a modern, minimalist space filled with hard, working professionals. I showed them the evidence of their sabotage, including call logs and emails. I told them I didn't want their money, but their compliance. I demanded a public retraction and that they cut off my Aunt Clara. They were initially resistant, but when I threatened to sue them, they knew they had no choice. And now, here we are at the brunch, watching my mother make the public apology. As my father stands up and apologizes directly to me, a gasp ripples through the room. My Aunt Clara tries to downplay everything, but I'm not having it. I expose her for the predator she is, and others in the family come forward with their own stories of her sabotage. Finally, my father tells Clara to leave. She stands up, looking around desperately for support, but there is none. As she walks out of the room, the air feels lighter. My mother looks at me, her eyes pleading. "Can we start over?"
she asks.
I look at them, seeing the fear and new, found respect in their eyes. "We can try," I say. "But there are conditions. You don't get to use my name to climb ladders, and if I ever hear a whisper of a lie, the lawsuit gets filed." As Alex and I walk out of the club, my phone buzzes. It's a text from the CEO of Archway Capital, wanting to reopen the discussion about a merger. I smile. The weight of their expectations, lies, and judgment is finally gone. I've redrawn the map of my life, and for the first time in a long time, I can truly breathe.